Alright, hey guys, this is Miss Pumphrey here. I'm just getting ready to show you some of the basic things on how to use this calculator. So the first thing is going to be turning it on and off. So your on button is down here in the bottom left corner. So to turn your calculator on, you just hit on. To turn it off, you're going to hit second on, and that just saves you some battery. So when you turn your calculator on, sometimes people might have messed with your screen brightness. So if you want to make your screen darker, you're going to alternate between these two buttons. So second up, over and over again. You can make your screen too dark, like I just did. If you want to make it dimmer, you're going to alternate between these two buttons. So second down, until you get it to where you can see it very good. Okay, anything that is written in blue on this calculator, to activate that, you're going to hit the blue button first. So some of the things that we will use the most is, for example, the square root. The square root button is right here in blue. It's hard to see because of the glare. But say I want the square root of 49. To activate that square root, I'm going to first hit the blue button and then that button right there. So now I can do 49 and hit enter. Enter is your equals button. If I want the square root of 122, I'm going to do second and then square root. 122, hit enter. Another blue button that we will use a lot is the pi button, and that is right here. So if I want to use pi in my calculation, I'm going to do second and then that one right there. It gives you pi to however many decimals that is. Another thing that happens quite a bit is you might get stuck in a screen that you don't know how to get out of. For example, if you hit this button, it can get you in this screen right here, and if you hit clear, it won't let you out of it. So one thing that you can do is just turn your calculator off and then back on. But what you can also do is use this button right here that says quit in blue. So if I want to get out of this screen, I'm going to hit second quit, and it'll take me back to my main screen. Let's see. Some other things that you might want to do. If you want to highlight a previous answer, maybe it's a really long decimal, like a while ago we got this decimal right here. If I want to use that answer again and I don't want to retype in all of that, you can use this button to go up and find it. Once you find it, once you highlight it, just hit enter, and then now you can use that number without having to retype it in. The next thing I want to look at is negatives. So the negative button is down here. Do not use the minus sign. The calculator can't do it, needs them to be different. So for example, if I want to find out what -4 plus 6 is, to type in -4, you use this button, -4 plus 6, enter. Or say I want 5 times -3, or -32 divided by 2. So there is your negative button. And then another thing that I want to look at is the exponent button. So this is your main exponent button. But if you just want to do something to the second power, you can also use this button right here, because it's the most common exponent we use. So for example, say you want to know what 5 squared is. You can type it in like that using that button. Or you could type in 5 to the second power using this button. Say you want to know what 8 to the third power is. You're going to hit 8 and then go up 3, enter. If you're going to type in a lot of things, for example, let's say we want to know what 3 to the third power plus 4 to the second power is. When you type this in, 3 to the third power, make sure you get out of the exponent. Right now you're typing in the exponent. And if I keep on typing, all of the rest of this is going to be in the exponent, and I don't want that. So to get out of the exponent, you just arrow over. And then now you can type in the rest of it. Plus 4 to the second power, enter. And then one other thing, when you're doing exponents with negative numbers, for example, say you want to know what -5 squared is. Do not type it in like that. Okay? If you type it in like that, it gives you -25. You want to type it in using parentheses. Okay? -5 like that, inside of these parentheses, squared. It's actually +25. Okay, so just make sure whenever you're doing an exponent with a negative number, you use parentheses, because the calculator does make an error there. And I can explain that more later. But any positive number, don't worry about that. For example, if I want 8 to the 5th power, you don't have to worry about it. Just make sure if you're using negative numbers, you use powers. Okay, I think that's going to be it for our first video on just the basics. Our next video is going to be about fractions and how to type those in, and how to change between fractions and decimals.